Hi, welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. I'm your host, Brian Koval. Before we get started, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. If you want to see me play your favorite deck or your spicy brew on the channel, I take donation deck lists. I'll do a deck tech, play a full Magic Online League, and help tune your list. If that sounds good, check out my contact info. It's in the video description below. Now let's go play some Magic.
Hello, welcome back once again to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I have another donation deck list, and it's a modern one, and it's Red-Green Infect. This is from Aaron, and Aaron wanted to explore what red had to offer over the normal blue in the Infect shell. So the blue deck, you get Blighted Agent, which obviously unblockable on an Infect creature is a pretty big deal. But in red, you get Trample, which is like not quite unblockable, but it could be pretty similar, like functionally identical in a lot of situations that Infect could find itself in. So Aaron's got Built to Smash. Target creature gets +3/+3. If it's an artifact, it gains Trample. So to support that, he's added Ichor Claw Mirror and Necropede to the normal Inkmoth Nexus as artifact creatures with Infect. And Invigorated Rampage +4/+0 and Trample for 2 mana. Not a bad deal. Or +2/+0 and Trample to 2 creatures for 2 mana. So that's the trample. The other stuff in here should look pretty familiar. Scale Up, Vines of Vastwood, Apostle's Blessing, Spellskite. You know how it is. And then in the sideboard, Assault Strobe can give Double Strike. I like that card as a way to punish the decks that take a little bit of time to set up and don't necessarily play a ton of removal. I'm thinking about like the Primeval Titan decks, the Amulet Titan. Like you could probably strobe a creature pretty effectively. And I'm very excited about Blood Moon. Blood Moon is great in Modern right now. These Uro piles, the Omnath piles, all of the Primeval Titan decks in general. Blood Moon is a powerful tool against those. So this is the list Aaron sent me to start with, and these are the updates I made to it. The changes I made. For starters, Aaron's list he sent was 61 cards, and in a combo deck, you can't really play 61 cards. So the first change I made is I turned the 3 Invigorated Rampages into 2 Gore Clan Rampagers. I think this is probably just better. Like it's a little bit harder to cast, but it's uncounterable. +4/+4 instead of +4/+0. Still gives trample. This is a sweet effect that you can play, and I think that it fills in that spot nicely. Still kept the Built to Smash because that's the point of the deck. Aaron did not have Noble Hierarch in his deck. That's a budget choice. Maybe it's a style choice, but this card is very, very good. And in fact, it's an Infect staple. It jumps you out on mana, so you can like triple spell on turn 3, which is not something most decks can keep up with. It's passive pumping with the Exalted. Like a lot of games end with just like a 2/2 Inkmoth Nexus attacking a bunch of times with Exalted. And so I cut a bunch of I shaved some pieces around, so there were 4 mutagenic growth. Now there's 3. I cut 2 of the Necropedes and 1 of the Rancors to make way for the 4 Noble Hierarchs. The 75 didn't need 4 Spellskites, so I cut 1 of them, and I cut the Livewire Lash, as sweet as that card is, for 2 Dismembers. This deck had no removal of any kind, and maybe we'll play a mirror. So we definitely want to be able to remove stuff. And then the Wild Defiances that were originally in the sideboard, I couldn't really think of a matchup where that's something you want. Like maybe exactly Prowess, but then it's like a 3 mana do nothing up front against a deck that can kill you on turn 4. So I just turned those into Veil of Summers to play around discard and the black removal out of Death Shadow, which is probably one of the more popular matchups that we're going to see. So those are the changes I made. Let's go poison some people. All right, so I'm on the draw in round 1. Luckily, Noble Hierarch's in the deck because this is a 1-lander, but I am going to keep it. Being on the draw gives me 2 looks at another land before I feel bad about it, and Noble Hierarch gives me a chance to keep casting spells even if I don't find one. 2 infect creatures, lots of pump and protection, so let's get this going. Opponent's on 6. Uh-oh, Spire Bluff Canal. So they could be blue-red Prowess, or like Storm, if Storm still exists. It's not popular, but it does still exist. Though this, I don't feel good about my Noble Hierarch surviving the turn if they're a Spire Bluff Canal deck. Okay, Opt is great. Opt is not Lightning Bolt. I'll take it. It is kind of cool, though, that the Stomping Ground Noble Hierarch doesn't necessarily give away that we're Infect. Uh-oh, Baral. This is definitely Storm. That is not the land I was looking for. But I do have to get Necropede into play so I can try to win this game next turn. Got to get it done quick, because they are going to combo. This is why I added the Dismembers to the sideboard. Something like Baral is like a pretty serious problem. Wow, that was not a good turn. Let's draw Forest. Yeah, that was just not good. All right, so I'm gonna scale up this thing. Yeah, sacking a land to draw a card, then not doing anything is brutal. All right, so Built to Smash is lethal. Oh, I should have put a Pendlehaven in this deck. I didn't even think of it. But most of the threats are 1/1s. Actually, all of the threats are 1/1s. All right, so they didn't block. They can have like a bounce spell, or they can lose to Built to Smash. And I'm sensing weakness based on the turn they just played. I guess they could also remand my Built to Smash. But remand is fine. I'll at least make them have it. All right, and they're just dead. All right. Got that turn 3 victory through a Baral on the draw. Yikes. Okay, so now what am I doing? I think this is definitely a Dismember matchup, and I'm not sure how defensive I want to get. Like, there's a couple options here. I could bring in the Assault Strobe. I'm definitely bringing in Dismember, and then I could bring in the Assault Strobes to try to win the game first, or I could bring in the Relics to try to buy time to win the game. Let's see what I'm going to board out either way. I think Rancor is an easy cut. That opens up pretty bad to removal. I mean, all the pump spells do, but this one you have to play at sorcery speed. They also don't have a lot of blockers, so trample is less important than normal. And this game isn't going to get grindy. Grindy games are where Rancor really shines. Not going to cut any of the threats, obviously. Maybe mutagenic growth. We might not have time to become immense. If the game just ends quicker than I can get to the delve. Especially if I end up bringing in Relic, then delve becomes a big liability. So these are definitely in. Let's see what else we got. I like the 2 spell skites. I don't like them enough to bring in the 3rd. Scale up is great. Vines and Blossoming Defense, pretty much the best cards. Maybe another mutagenic growth can go. Because now that I don't have Become Immense, like 0 cost cards to fill the graveyard are less important. So now the choice is, do I want to play defense or offense? And I think that on the draw, I'm going to play defense. And on the play, I'll switch to offense. Like if I lose this game and there's a game 3 where I get to go first, I'll switch to Assault Strobe. Sounds like a reasonable plan. Wow, running into Storm in the wild in 2021 now. Wow, it's 2021, folks. I'm recording this on New Year's Day. I'm going to keep this, even though it does not have a poison threat, because it has both of my sideboard cards in it, and it develops very nicely. So I'm going to go Noble Hierarch, and then play Relic and hold up Dismember. And I'll draw a poison threat eventually. The cool thing about Aaron's build of this deck is that it plays more poison threats than the Simic version. The Simic version has 4 Glistener Elf, 4 Blighted Agent. Oh, there's a poison creature. So the Simic version has 4 Glistener Elf, 4 Blighted Agent, 4 Inkmoth Nexus, and that's 12 total threats. This one has the 4 Nexus, 4 Glistener Elf, 4 Ichorclaw Mirror, and 2 Necropedes. So there's 2 extra threats just overall in the deck. Let's get that out of here and play this Relic. And I might as well attack. Like, I'm not going to use Vines of Vastwood to save Noble Hierarch if they destroy it. Oh, I guess I should have left this up to activate Relic. That was bad. If they combo me off this turn and I could have popped Relic, I'm going to be pretty embarrassed. Been a while since I played against Storm. Alright, tap Steam Vents, go. You'll love to see it. Alright, so I'm going to fetch first. My life total does matter in this matchup, so I'm going to take it easy. Maybe I should have played the other Nexus. Yeah, I definitely should have played the other Nexus. That was super loose. Alright, we'll just take it slow from here. This Relic hopefully will buy me enough time to sneak a big poisonous hit in. I'm holding up Vines. Alright, so just want to make sure I activate the correct one. Newly controlled. Okay, that's the one I want to tap. You right-click to get this information, by the way, if you're new to the Magic Online. Newly controlled. Yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm animating the one that does not have Summoning Sickness. Alright, you're at 4 poison. Okay, so getting them to 4 poison was an important milestone because 2 plus 4 is 6, and that makes 10. So now if they go for some interaction on Vines of Vastwood, they die. Oh, baby. Can that force the issue this turn? Nope. So I can Gorklan Rampager with Vines of Vastwood backup. Alright, I'll go for it. There's an argument to be more patient here. Like, it's so tough. Yeah, whatever. I'm here to rampage. Like, most bounce spells can't hit Inkmoth Nexus because it's a land. Like, you can't Echoing Truth this or whatever. Their counter spell that they play is usually Remand. So I'm gonna cast Vines without Kicker, because if they remand it, I can replay it again. Oh, Desperate Ritual. What are they doing with that? Okay, so they are Remanding. Oh, okay, that was really smart. They remanded their own Abrade. All right, well played. Yeah, that was a really tight play by the opponent. They are gonna survive the turn. It cost them a ritual to do it though. Still have a poison threat. All right, not bad. So we'll get back to slow and steady next turn. So I couldn't actually beat that Abrade that turn regardless. And playing the Rampager forced some activity. The coast is clear now, though. I have no protection. This is all just is what it is. And I'm out of poison creatures. Noble Hierarchs are going to have to start attacking pretty soon. Nice. All right. Got him for 7. So they are dead on board to this Inkmoth Nexus next turn. If they have a removal spell, they're going to fire it in the end step. Yeah, there it is. Okay, that's gone. Now it's time to pivot to Noble Hierarch beats until I draw another Infect creature. Okay, gifts ungiven. This is what Relic is for. So they're going to get 2 fresh cards in their hand, plus 2 cards in the graveyard. They're going to try to pressure the Relic. Yeah, they have to go off basically twice. They have to force me to pop the Relic, and then they have to rebuild and go off again before I deal 3 more poison, or 19 actual damage. Yeah, maybe moving in on that Rampager was bad, because I didn't need to force action. And like, if we made the same play around the Abrade, like Vines, they remand their Abrade and Abrade again, then all of that, like I still end up with Gorklan Rampager to beat this Lightning Bolt this turn. So yeah, I jumped the gun a little bit there. So I want to give them. What do I want to give them? I want to give them probably Past in Flames and Brawl, because I have the Dismember for Brawl. So I'll get rid of these worse things. Actually, I want to get rid of, yeah, I want to exile the Shenanigans basically immediately, because all of my Infect creatures except Listener Elf are susceptible to Shenanigans. Yeah, I'm just going to do this now before they can dredge that. So that did force popping the Relic. If their hand can win the game right now, then they got me. My life total is also very low because of all these Dismembers. Yikes. Yeah, they got a lot of value out of that Baral. Yeah, it generated at least 3 mana so far. We know that their hand is Pass in Flames, which can... Alright, Abrade doesn't really matter. I wonder if they're going to want to Abrade a Noble Hierarch just because it's available. Alright, so the Past in Flames is a full 4 mana Past in Flames. Unless they have a land drop, they can't start going off again, or another ritual. They have one unknown card in hand. Oh, I'm getting grape chat. Okay, so they can go off next turn. Okay, their hand is Past in Flames and a Braid. Oh shit, they went after my Noble Hierarchs. I didn't notice that. I would have saved them with Blossoming Defense. Yeah, I just lost track of where those were pointed. Alright, desperate times now. I did do a Lightning Bolt. That's not really what I wanted. So, Past in Flames. If they draw a land, they can win. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so they Past in Flames, Ritual, Grape Shot. Alright, yep. They navigated that one well. I got impatient on my pump spells. I think I win that game if I just keep playing cautiously instead of going in like I did. Right, so seeing Shenanigans plus several Abrades makes me think that Spellskite is something I'm interested in. I think Mutagenic Growth is the worst one that's still in the deck. And I'm on the play now, so I said I was going to switch to Assault Strobe on the play, but after seeing how much hate they have, I'm not going to actually do that. You should always be changing your sideboard plans based on what you see. That's why sideboard guides are such a trap. Oh, this is bad. I mean, this hand has all of my sideboard cards in it, but only one land. Yeah, this is tough. I am going to keep this, and I think I have to put Built to Smash on the bottom. I'm just going to play my land tapped. Like, there's not really a reason to take 2 damage to get Relic into play. Shit. Alright, bad news bears. Let's see if they run the Brawl into Dismember again, or if they wait a turn and try to get some value off him. But also just shenanigans me. Fuck. Alright, yeah, that's why I didn't want to play the Relic on turn 1, but I wanted to use my mana on turn 2. Now, this is so bad. This shenanigans is just like the full checkmate. I can't even actually play these creatures until I get another land. Wow, that sucked. There's Brawl. I'm gonna make that dead immediately. I don't think they're gonna be playing Blood Moon. Land? Alright, cool. It was a good land too. Alright, so if they missed their land drop last turn, if they dredge shenanigans, that means they don't have a land drop, which means that my Vines or Apostle's Blessing are gonna work. Alright, they didn't dredge. So they must have another answer, or they were just desperate to advance their own plan. Or they just have another shenanigans, but that's not really a card you play 2 of. Though I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on how Storm is built right now. Alright, Blossoming Defense, very good. I can animate Inkmoth Nexus, attack with 2 creatures. Then they can like Lightning Bolt and Remand. Yeah, I think I just want to attack with the 1 creature. I'm going to learn my lesson and play slow this time. Now I'm just sort of overloading the shenanigans. I have 3 artifact creatures in play. Is this a Gifts Ungiven? It is a Gifts Ungiven. That's bad news. Hope I'm not dead, but probably am. Resolving gifts is usually enough, but without a Baral, the Bast in Flames might be too slow. I guess we'll see. Alright, so a land, 2 rituals, and Past in Flames. So I'm going to put the 2 rituals in the graveyard. Yeah, binning the rituals. They can have Past in Flames and the land. This is a cool land for Storm. I haven't seen Storm in action since Zendikar came out. Zendikar Rising. Alright, so here we go. There's one. Oh, they're grape shotting all my creatures. Alright, so I'm going to spend Apostle's Blessing on this one. Give it pro red. I am not going to put a -1 counter. No thank you. Obviously. Alright, so I don't have enough to do everything I want to do here. This was played. They don't have enough mana to cast a removal spell and remand me, so I'm going to attack for 2 while I can. So they're going to have a removal in my end step here. A Braid on the land. Is Vines or Blossoming Defense better to cast here? So Vines can do more burst damage as a pump spell, but Blossoming Defense always gets a little bit. Vines cost twice as much. I think I'm gonna Vines here. Alright, so their hand is Past in Flames and 2 unknowns. They still haven't dredged their shenanigans. Hell yeah. Okay, so the scale up will force some action. Though that's the mistake I made last game. I'm gonna keep being patient here. Use my Blossoming Defense if I need to protect something. Yeah, any removal they have, it's always best to use your removal in the end step or on your own main phase against Infect. Oh shit, that's bad. Now I'm gonna lose. I don't think there's a pile. Like if they, as long as they make their gifts pile correctly, I'm pretty sure I can't give them anything that isn't lethal. So I want to give them Mountain and Manamorphose. Because those are the ones that don't add mana to their mana pool. They just filter it. If they can get another mana somewhere, though, Yeah, there it is. Okay. So now they have enough mana to Past in Flames and cast all these rituals again. And that will be plenty. All right. Yeah, so that's an interesting decision to make. So knowing that Gifts Ungiven is a card in their deck that I'm just deterministically dead to, if I play Scale Up, even if they can answer it, that means that they are not casting gifts that turn. That might have been a like high level heads up play that I missed. All right, I'm willing to believe I made mistakes in both of the games we just lost. All right, so I'm on the play here in round 2. This is a mulligan. There's no threats in it. This is a mulligan. There's no lands in it. I feel like this deck has a pretty reasonable distribution of lands and threats, and that this is a little unlucky, more than questionable deck building. Okay, this is a hand. I'm going to send one of the Glistener Elves and the Ichor Claw Mirror, because Inkmoth Nexus is my second land drop. It also is a poison threat. So I have a poison threat. I have a land drop. We can make this happen. Fetch straight for the Stomping Ground. Burn Dex be damned. Here I come. Uh-oh. They are. Oh, ooh, they're Hollow Vine. This is fun. I haven't seen this deck in a long time. I'm going to Rancor this up. Drawing the Mutagenic Growth there was completely insane because now I just get to slam fearlessly into this 2-1. I'd be surprised if they didn't offer the trade. Okay, fair enough. I will also happily put 3 poison on you. I guess if they're planning to have Hollow One in play this turn, that'll answer the Glistener Elf pretty well. Uh-oh. Oh, what is happening to me right now? Oh, they just cycled the Hollow One? Interesting. That's probably not what they wanted to do with their turn. It definitely looks like they just went for a high risk, high reward like combo line and blew it. Land, land, land. It's not a land, but it is really good. So if I play this, it's a mana source for next turn, and it means I can just mash with this and I don't even have to use my Mutagenic Growth. Yeah, if I had drawn a land that turn, I guess they wouldn't just be dead. But it would have been nice to hold up Blossoming Defense here. I can't block, it has Menace. Also, Noble Hierarch is more important. Lava Dart, are you kidding me? That sucks. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna let that die. Inkmoth Nexus can still win the game next turn. And I have the Mutagenic Growth to get in. Oh, drawing the land was the nuts. Okay, so I activate Inkmoth Nexus. I put Rancor on it. They respond with Lava Dart. I respond with Mutagenic Growth. They respond with Lightning Bolt. I Blossoming Defense. Alright, GG. So against this Hollow Vine deck, this is a deck that I'm pretty sure I want these Spell Skites against. Definitely want Dismember. Yeah, Lava Dart is a terrifying card. That's even worse than Shenanigans. Jeez. Alright, so Rancor is in. Who is out? Or Rancor's out. Dismember's in. Need to cut 2 more things. The Become Immense just hasn't seemed particularly great yet. Now that I've seen Lava Dart, I want to keep my mutagenic growths in. Naming red for this, or artifacts, naming artifacts to attack through color, Hollow One could be the game. I don't know, maybe mutagenic growth is the next cut. Or is it built to smash? Maybe it's built to smash for this particular matchup. Okay, I'm in. Let's do it. All right, this is a perfectly functional hand. We got threats, pump spells, and protection. This is when my opponent casts Burning Inquiry and my hand becomes unplayable. That's probably a card in their deck. I've played Hollow One in Legacy twice on the channel in the last couple months. Oh shit, there it is. How bad did it get? All right, they got rid of my scale up. That was actually like a pretty bad Burning Inquiry for me. It got rid of a threat, a pump spell, and a protection spell. Yeah, so now I have to erase this Hollow One. I'm going to play Inkmoth Nexus and use it to cast Spellskite on my next turn. I think that's the best play. Inkmoth Nexus, Spellskite. Nature's Claim. Okay. All right, they undid one of their Hollow One attacks. That wasn't a bad deal. It was basically Raven's Crime that gained me 4 life. All right, so now I have defense and vines set back up. Just got to navigate this Hollow One. I am going to fetch because I don't play a whole lot of lands and I'd like to draw some spells. I want to get Ichor Claw Mirror into play. This one is harder to block effectively, so that's where I'm going to start. I am worried about just dying here, though. That sucks. Maybe I should have played Necropede first to play around Lava Dart, but okay, that's gone. All right, I'm on a 2-turn clock here after damage this turn. Okay, that's not bad. So Spellskite and Necropede coming into play. Probably going to take another 5 here. Let's hope they can't draw too many cards. All right, they didn't use their Fire Islets or their mana. That's kind of interesting. Uh-oh. Burning Inquiry would be pretty bad here. Or Goblin Lore, also bad. Underworld Breach, are you kidding? Can I ever beat this? Alright, so they're going to Nature's Claim the Spellskite. Well, they might target Necropede. I don't know, we'll see. They should target Spellskite, yeah, alright. So Spellskite is dead. Oh, and there's a Gut Shot in the graveyard. That's scary. Yeah, so they can exile the rest of their graveyard to Gut Shot me. If they kill Necropede, I'll put the -1 counter on Flameblade Adept to at least eliminate one of these hateful creatures. Yeah, I'm not gonna block. Like, I want to make them gut shot me if that's what they're gonna do. Because if they gut shot me, they lose their 2 lava darts. Just doesn't seem great. All right, that Underworld Breach was just a Nature's Claim. I'll take that. Okay, can I go in right now? This is 1, 4, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think we're doing it. That should be enough. And the 2 lava darts don't stop it. Yeah, vines, blossoming defense, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly 10, and 2 lava darts don't beat it. So in we go. Start with Build to Smash. So they're gonna lava dart, I'm gonna defense. Gains hexproof. Countered. Is a 6/6 and is a 10/10. Poison! See you later. On to the next one. So that last game was a study in why you don't let Infect untap and why you don't try to interact with them in their combat phase. If they had just like gut shotted or lava darted my mirror on their turn when the coast was clear, I was never winning that game. But instead they lost. But here we are in round 3 on the play, and this hand is rock solid. Pump spells, threats. This is the world we want to live in. And I'm gonna play Nexus first because I can attack with it on turn 2. Actually, I guess that doesn't make any sense. I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to play Stomping Ground. I'll play Nexus and Ichor Mirror on turn 2. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Like, playing Nexus first gives you the option to attack with it on turn 2, but why would I do that when I can just add to the board and go a little wider? It looks like we're playing against a Shadow deck. Yeah, there's the Luris. Inquisition. So this will probably strip Blossoming Defense, would be my guess, because I have so many poison threats. Like, taking the mirror seems unnecessary. Yeah, they actually do have kind of a tough choice to make. It's either mirror or a Blossoming Defense based on what their hand has to offer. All right, they took the mirror. Not too shabby. Pretty good top deck in this, given the situation. Though I am feasting on my words here when I said why would I Inkmoth Nexus first when I could when I'm playing Ichor Mirror for sure. Like, if they discarded Ichor Mirror and I didn't draw another spell to play, I would have wished I could attack for 1 poison that turn. So maybe that is just how I'm supposed to be playing. I think this one will take the Rampager. Though Blossoming Defense still plays. Again, depending on what their hand offers. I think they might actually have to take defense. All right. It's really hard to assess without knowing what's in their hand. What the correct thing to take with discard spell is, because that's so context dependent. Oh, Death Shadow. There you are. So the race is on. I am going to attack with Glistener Elf, and then play Ichor Mirror. Ooh, interesting. I am genuinely surprised by that. Okay, deal. I'll trade off with a Death Shadow while it's a 1/1. Get my replacement Poison Thread in play. That's fine. Yeah, that was a weird block. I don't know about that one. Obomat Courier is funny. It can't effectively block Erica Claw Mirror, and if it attacks, then it's not doing what it's supposed to do. They might have been trying to bait the mutagenic growth last turn to make way for Scourge of the Skyclaves. There it is. Yep. Okay. My deck doesn't know how to gain life, so that's less than ideal. Let's see if they chomp block with their Scourge. This is just a 3/3 when you go to blocks. No questions asked. Alright, so no block, of course. Necropede, really good draw. This can pressure the Scourge meaningfully. Like if I block Scourge, like if they attack with both and I block the Scourge, it'll become a 2/2 for Bomat Courier damage, and then I can put the -1 counter on the Scourge. Alright, now none of that matters. Having an extra attacker changes all of that math. Well, this game is tricky. They've done a good job interacting with me on the board and in my hand. So I can just, like, chump here. Alright, yeah, if I block here, then they have to decide if they want to kill my Necropede or draw their 2 cards. Yeah, I like that block. Alright, they drew their 2 cards. Discarding Croxa. Alright, so Croxa's over there. That's good to know. A land would be great. Alright, drew a land. So fetching makes this a 3/3. I have to keep that in mind. Actually, do I even need a land? I guess I do. Okay, so I will play the land, activate one of these Ink Moths, and it's time for attacking. I am going to have to win this game at some point. And with Croxa in the graveyard, I might need to just spew all of my interaction this turn, so I don't end up discarding it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is not a lethal amount of poison. This is a thing I'm allowed to do. Let's pay actual mana for that. And I'm probably going to end up losing Blossoming Defense, but if I fetch, this turns into a trade. Yeah, I'm just going to go to damage here. Just take my money where I can get it. They've been pretty generous trading off their scariest threats for like pump spells. They knew my whole hand. Like they knew that they would just take 8 poison there and be fine. So that's a little weird. So discarding Blossoming Defense does save me 3 life at least. I don't play a Dryad Arbor in this build, so I'm gonna fetch for Stomping Ground. And we're hoping for a scale up. That's not a scale up. Yeah, it's time to just get frisky here. Try to get over the finish line. Six, seven, eight. Yeah, I think pushing. This puts them to 6 poison. And if they block Ichor Claw Mirror, Croxa becomes a 3/3. If they block Necropede, Croxa becomes a 5/5, and I can put a -1 counter somewhere else. Yeah, I'll shrink the Swift Spear, and then I guess I just play my land. Crox is going to make me discard it anyway. So I take 8 from Croxa attack. Whatever happens with the prowess of Monastery Mentor, or Monastery Swift Spear. So am I dead to a Lightning Bolt? Lightning Bolt deals 4 plus 8, that's 12. Alright, so I'm taking 9 right now, or 10 with the Courier. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I'm not dead to a Lightning Bolt, so I'm very live to draw a Pump Spell here. And I guess it's just the top of the deck. Like, even if they have nothing, this isn't the 4 poison I need. So if I don't draw a Pump Spell, I'll have to pivot into defense mode. Alright, Ichor Claw Mirror is not attacking anyway. I'm dead next turn regardless, so taking this 1 point to fetch doesn't matter. Because now they know what I'm going to draw, so the jig is up. Huh. Alright, maybe I wasn't supposed to play that. I take 3, block, block. Alright, so I'll put my 2 poison on them. I think I can survive this turn. So I go to 2. They're probably going to draw a card with Silent Clearing. Yeah, I'm dead to a lot of things, but I'm not dead on board. Yeah, so I animate Inkmoth Nexus, block Croxa, Death Shadow, and Swift Spear. And I go to 1 life. If they have any removal spell or burn spell, I lose. Or like Temur Battle Rage, basically anything. So if they have nothing, I can untap, draw a Pump Spell, and kill them with Nexus. Alright, show me the literally anything. Okay, yep, Fatal Push will do it. That was kind of close, maybe. Let's see. Come on, where's my extra card? Alright, I don't care that much. Okay, so against Rakdos Death Shadow. This is a Veil of Summer matchup. It's also an Apostle's Blessing matchup. And it's probably a Spellskite matchup. Dismember is really dangerous because a number of their creatures are too big for it, and 4 life costs a lot. I think I'm going to be better off just attacking them. Do I have 5 cards to cut? The Mutagenic Growths, probably. Just always near the top of the list. Rancor. It's a bit of a stinker. And I think I like Rampager a lot in this particular matchup. And they're not really going to be attacking my graveyard at all, and +6/+6 is big. They can't Inquisition of Kozilek become immense, so I'm going to keep the become immense in. And I don't know, maybe I don't need all 4 of these. But if I'm not bringing in all 4 of these, what's it even for? Like, this is exactly the type of matchup that has different removal spells of different colors. It has Fatal Push and Lightning Bolt. Maybe the sideboard just has too many of this sort of effect. You probably don't need 4 Apostles' Blessing and 3 Spellskite in the 75. So that's a deck building thing to consider. This should probably be something else. Okay, let's go. I don't think this is an Assault Strobe matchup because that card is pretty reliant on being creatures in play. And your cards all have to matter in a matchup like Shadow. I'm on the play. Got a pretty strong hand here. 2 threats, lots of protection. So this hand, I can get the Glistener Elf in before a discard spell, and then I can stick Spellskite on the following turn. I guess maybe I should hold on to the Spellskite for later. I'm going to get Basic Forest because their deck does play Blood Moon and it cares about my life total a lot. So I'm going to slow my roll, make sure I have green mana. Alright, they had the Fatal Push right up front. Alright, fine. This one has to get Stomping Ground, unfortunately. I'm going to get the Spellskite in. It's kind of awkward because playing Spellskite first plays around removal, but playing Ichorclaw Mirror first plays around discard, and there it is. So now I don't have a poison threat, but that's the trouble playing a deck like Infect against a deck that's very good at attacking like the hand, the stack, and the board. Like you can beat decks that attack one of those angles pretty easily, but this one attacks the board and your hand very well. So this is tough. I think back to like Grixis Delver versus Infect. Infect was a big legacy deck back when Grixis Delver was in the format, and Grixis Delver was just like tailor-made to beat Infect because it had discard spells, counter spells, and removal, and better creatures. And this kind of feels like that. Like, what can you do other than guess? So they're thinking pretty hard about this Thoughtseize. I guess they're trying to figure out like if Vines of Vastwood or Ichorclaw Mirror is the more important card. And I would agree that it's Mirror. 6, 10. I mean, there is a world where I could just straight up kill them with a Spellskite. I'll just get the other one into play. They do hurt their own life total enough that this could be a plan. Like if I can get enough mana to make it work, like give it protection from black so they can't block, and then make it a 10 power creature. That's not outrageous. Spellskite art is so weird. Just like a weird little bat thing hugging a circle. Alright, scale up plus blossoming defense is only 8. I am... Oh, this is actually kind of funny because I can attack with Spellskite, and if they don't block, they could end up taking a lot of damage. Like they know about the Vines of Vastwood, and if they do block, they lose their Scourge. Oh, maybe I should have scaled up first. No, using Vines is better, I think. Yeah, so I'm just going to attack with a Spellskite and see what they want to do about it. Yeah, now we're threatening. So the Spellskite can just eat the Death Shadow. I guess if they have Street Wraith, that could be a complete blowout. I don't even know if this deck... Oh no, it's a Lurrus deck, it can't play Street Wraith. That's why it doesn't play Street Wraith anymore. I figured it out. They definitely don't have Street Wraith. So now they're deciding if they want to like chump with Death Shadow or trade with Scourge. I'm pretty happy to trade with Scourge. I haven't seen a gut shot out of them. Like they could like gut shot me and for the complete blowout. Oh, it's a 4/8. It's not even a trade. I forgot that Spellskite just has 4 toughness, all natural. That's pretty hot. Just eat that Mamma Jamma. They're gonna take the scale up here, pretty obviously. At least that's what I would do. Again, not knowing what's in their hand, but that seems right to me. Oh, 0/4, huh? 2 mana 0/4. This is the best horn turtle there's ever been. And scale up is gone. No surprise there. Now they know exactly what I'm working with, though. They can see that I have a evasion spell and a pump spell over here. Angrath's Rampage. Target player sacks an artifact. Alright, I'll sack the tapped one. Alright, so if they attack, they're actually dead to scale up. And if they don't attack, I'm just get to hang out for a little while. Alright, poison. So somehow I think attacking their life total is better than trying to make poison happen at this point. Though it will depend on how these draws come together. Yeah, I'll just give this -2/-2 forever. That seems like a fair deal. And they can't Team or Battle Rage because I have Spellskite. Someday I'll draw the scale up and win the game. So what does Lurrus do? Lurrus has Lifelink, which is pretty shitty. There's no permanents in the graveyard for them to cast, though. Oh, Scourge is in the graveyard. Never mind. I missed that one. That's a pretty big one. So if they have a land with the Lurrus, I am almost certainly dead. Actually, nope. I can still draw. This is close because all Lurrus, Scourge, and Death Shadow are all black. So there's still a world like Become Immense wins the game, Scale Up wins the game. I've got some options. If they commit to the Lurrus line, that is. This is a tough spot for them. Like they want to fetch so Death Shadow can attack, but they don't want to fetch because they might lose. So I'm gonna let this resolve. There's no reason to respond to it. Alright, so now they can block. And they play the lifelink creature, and I don't think there's a combination of cards that can win the game for me from here. Like Become Immense, I don't have Trample. Built to Smash is 5 damage. I drew the Built to Smash. Yeah, it's just a little too slow, unfortunately. And like Lurrus having lifelink ended up being the whole game here. Maybe they won't block. If they do block, it at least shrinks the shadow. Yeah, hopefully they think I'm faking them out. Nope, they didn't fall for it. Okay, so if they gain 3 life, Shadow's a 3/3, and I get another turn. If I give this thing trample, then yeah, they end up taking 1 net damage. All right, so I want Lurrus dead. I want Shadow to be a 3/3. All right, cool. Glad they didn't have that last turn. This was clearly what they drew for the turn, or else they would have gotten value off it with Lurrus last turn. They don't know about my Built to Smash. They don't know I can gain Trample. They do know what's on top of my deck, though. And they're not scared. All right. Come on, Pump Spell. Oh, I don't think they would have attacked. Oh. Oh, I don't have double red, and that's just not enough in general. Bummer. That was so close. Yeah, them gaining the 8 life was a difference there. So I can block Shadow if it's a 3/3. All right, yep, that's a 3/3. I'll block it. If they have Battle Rage, I can't steal it. Well, I'm going to steal it anyway. Whammo. Yeah, I was dead anyway. All right, we're out of here. So, like, technically, the Battle Rage didn't give Trample because it was just a 3/3, and I could have untapped, but Built to Smash and Gorkland Rampager only target attacking creatures, so I couldn't like use a pump spell to save my Spellskite, and then I'm just like looking at Death Shadow. I guess if I drew a basic land, I could cast Gorkland Rampager, which would have been a 4/4 to their 3/3 Shadow. Maybe that was a premature concession. Now, on the draw for round 4, I'm keeping this. It's got poison creatures and pump spells and lands to cast them. It doesn't do anything on turn 1, which is kind of a bummer for a modern deck. Oh. What deck plays this? Come on, Noble Hierarch. Like, is this just in the prowess decks now, or is this some sort of combo deck? Is this oops? I don't actually know. I haven't seen that card in a deck before. Turn Timber Symbiosis also. Alright, this is starting to look like oops all spells. This will get some, oh god. Oh, it's probably Belcher, just like red-green Belcher. Oh god, we're getting belched. I guess, is Empty the Warrens is legal in Modern, so they could just empty. Okay, Belcher's in play. Now what? So if they have any land, they win. But if they don't, maybe I win. Like I'm currently weighing the benefits of just conceding, so they don't know I'm an infect deck, or actually trying to win and hoping they don't have their 3rd land drop, or that it comes into play tapped. I think I have to try to play to win. And I'm not going to play the Nexus because I need all the colored mana I can possibly get to try to win next turn. But there's a good chance they'll just go land drop kill me. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah, every card in the Charbelcher deck is a mana source or Charbelcher. That's just how that deck is built. Let's get a look at this deck, by the way. I have Ancient Grudges in the sideboard, so if they go the Belcher Pass line again, I can make that happen. Ironcrag Feet is a 1-card combo with Belcher. That's enough mana to play and activate it. Pact of Negation, 3 of those. Main deck Blood Moon. I wonder if those will still be in the deck. Shadow Skull Smashing is actually really good against Infect just as a spell. Do they only play 2 Charbelchers, or do they have 2 of them in their hand? I don't know. Okay, let's go to sideboarding and see what I can do about this. Ancient Grudge. Oh, Spellskite. I can just redirect the Charbelcher activation? That's bonkers. And this is an Assault Strobe matchup, if there ever was one. Just tried to kill them real fast. Yeah, Spellskite is so fucked up. I hope that we're able to pull that off. Right, so I don't have faith that we'll have time to become immense. Apostle's Blessing doesn't matter. And I guess they did show me that land they played that is like a lava dart on the front side or whatever, like deal 1. So I'm getting rid of the slower stuff and the reactive stuff. I am embracing being built to smash. I think I'm going to cut a Vines of Vastwood, because that takes 2 mana to be a pump spell. Blossoming Defense at least pumps for 1. Alright, yeah, this is my plan. Hopefully we just draw Spellskite twice and win the game. I don't think this is good enough. This is very similar. This is almost the same hand. So now I'm facing the choice of, do I mulligan for a Spellskite, or do I try to get over the finish line? I think I want to mulligan one more time, because this hand, like, we both go land go, then I play Ichorclaw Mirror, then they play land like Retreat. Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan this. They kept 7. Fuck. Alright, we have Spellskite, but no second land. I'm gonna keep this on 5. I think I have to. I'm gonna get rid of Ichorclaw, and let's see, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's Mutagenic Growth that has to go. So I have a couple draw steps to find the land. That's what we're looking for the most part. So Glistener Elf. If I draw the land, I'm going to cast Spellskite. I'm not going to just put 9 poison on them. If I don't draw the land, I will just scale up and attack for 6. Okay, 6 poison. Alright, so they are dead next turn, unless they can kill me first or kill my Glistener Elf. Uh-oh, red mana. That's bad news. Alright, Manamorphose. Okay. Let's see how far this goes. If they have a Belcher Pass line, I win. Oh, if they have Lightning Bolt, I'm in trouble. Just trusty old Lightning Bolt. Alright, land. Inkmoth Nexus specifically, if I'm being greedy. Opponent sweating me in my draw step. That's like so close to something I actually want. They must be close to comboing, or they drew the lightning bolt off Manamorphose. Like those are the reasons that they might take the line that they did. Okay, that is mostly fine, I think. Oh, sweet. Relief. Now we got the Spell Skite. Let's see if they brought in artifact removal, or if I can just pay 2 life to counter their Belcher every turn. Oh, now the Spell Skite has to get in for damage, or I have to draw another poison monster. But the basic forest was a huge deal. Ironcrag Feet, sure. Belcher. Okay, so this actually works great. They will belch Spellskite instead. That gives me a turn to cast Ancient Grudge. "48 cards revealed." I'm not going to try to deduce what's in their hand by looking at their deck list. I'm just going to check for sideboard cards. Recross the paths. Reveal cards until you reveal a land. All right, yeah, this is basically stack your deck. Yeah, put those cards on the bottom in any order. So this is like a 3-mana stack your deck. There's 3 Belchers accounted for, so they might have another one in their hand. That's the only thing I'm really looking for. Also, I lose to Pact of Negation unless I draw another land right now. Because I go to destroy this, they pact, they belch me in their upkeep. Shit. Well, don't have pact, please. Alright. And now I have a plan to win the game. Glistener Elf plus Built to Smash does, in fact, win the game. Let's hope they can't play another Belcher right away. Alright, all in. No more lightning bolts. Let's see, how many do they have? Did they bring in 1 lightning bolt against me? Oh no, they have another feat into the second Belcher. Bummer. We were so close. Yep. Just got outmaneuvered by a faster combo deck. Oh well, that was really close, and Spellskite was pretty sweet. I'm surprised we even had that much game. I'm on the draw in the final round with a completely functional hand. Only 1 threat, but a lot of ways to get it in. That's dangerous. The Jeskai control decks tend to have both Path to Exile and Lightning Bolt in them. But yeah, I guess I should play this because I can get in for 8 next turn with protection, or 6 with protection, 8. But if they just like path it right now, like my other option was to wait until turn 2 and play it when I could have Apostle's Blessing back up. Yeah, I'm just gonna get in there. I have protection spells, unless they have Bolt and Path here. I guess they could have Bolt and Force of Negation. That would be annoying. We haven't had to play against a Force of Negation yet. Alright. In for 8 poison. And they clearly don't have Path to Exile or Force of Negation, or they would have played them. Again, this is why you interact on your main phase, not on their turn. That it's so greedy to try to fight Infect on their own turn when their pump spells double as damage spells. It's super, super greedy. Alright, so I can try to get this Spellskite in here and see what happens. Or I could just go for the Build to Smash. Tail's End. Okay. You're dead. Tail's End's pretty cool. But it's not as cool as 14 Poison. Alright, that's how you do it. We won that game because they didn't Lightning Bolt on their turn. I would have just done nothing and died if they had Lightning Bolted main phase like they're supposed to. Alright, so this is the matchup Blood Moon's for. We finally got this one showing up. This is not an Assault Strobe matchup. They have a lot of removal. Definitely in for Spellskite. So these three, again, Rancor. Maybe Rancor just shouldn't even be in the deck. I get it fits the like trample aspect, but this might be the worst card. Maybe having one of the Necropedes back in the deck, just another threat. I don't know. That's something I would look at to keep working on the deck. So like to recap, we don't need 4 Apostles Blessing in the 75. So there's one main deck spot here with Rancor and one sideboard spot with Apostles Blessing that are definitely debatable. Anyway, I gotta cut 2 more cards. Vine's as good as it gets. Mutagenic Growth. It's just a low impact card, especially against Path to Exile decks. And all the Infect creatures being 1/1s, 1/2 still dies to Lightning Bolt. So Mutagenic Growth just lines up poorly against a lot of removal spells. Alright, this is the deck I'm submitting. Until they give me a reason to do something different. Bummer. This is a great hand if it had a land in it. This is the same hand. Come on, not like this. Oh no, I'm gonna keep this. Inkmoth Nexus is a play. I'm gonna have to ship the Built Smash and probably Apostle's Blessing. Yeah. Alright, so I'm on the draw. I have Noble Hierarch. Inkmoth Nexus casts Ichor Mirror and Spellskite if I find the second land, so that was a really unfortunate 3 hands, but that's Magic sometimes. If we go to a game 3, we'll be on the play where we get to Ram Ranch, but I haven't given up this game yet. If I draw a green source and get Noble Hierarch into play right now, and then I can like Spellskite or Ichor Mirror plus Blossoming Defense next turn, like this is actually pretty good. They topped their Scries. That's not what I wanted. I kind of hope that they Cleansing Fire me. Is that what that card's called? The 2 mana destroy a land? Because I would love to go get a forest. Come on, deck. Shit. Uh-oh. The Maul to 5 came back to bite me. Like, I'm not going to go to 4 looking for specifically a green source. We had so many draws that I think that this keep was as good as we could do on 5. It's looking pretty bad right now, though. This is at least an opportunity to get more information about their deck. Like, what are they actually up to over there? How do they win? Yeah. Are we having fun yet, everybody? I'm gonna discard Mutagenic Growth. I have no creatures to point it at. I haven't seen Serum Visions in Modern in a long time. Like this was like a $15 Magic card at one point, and it was just in every deck. But I feel like I haven't seen it outside of like Ad Nauseum in a very long time. Oh, it's time for a spell. Valakut Awakening. All right, so they can turn their hand into a different hand. Okay. They put 2 cards on the bottom. Oh. You're a Lotus Field deck? Is this a combo deck? What is happening? I guess maybe it is a combo deck. Like I was just saying, I don't usually see Serum Visions in control decks anymore. And now they have Lotus Field in play. So I guess we'll find out what's going on here. Not that it matters, but this is why you don't like tilt concede early. Because I'm getting valuable information here. If they are a combo deck, that tells me a lot. Or do control decks just play Lotus Field now? Shit. I'm probably not beating that one. What do you think? The control deck with 6 mana and 7 cards in hand and a Teferi in play. Can we come back from nothing? Oh, another Lotus Field. I want to know what they're doing. Like I gotta know. Valakut Awakening, Seer Visions. And the Teferi is kind of unfortunate because they can just win with that without ever having to do anything. Like they don't have to show me their combo if they even are a combo. This is crazy. This is absolutely absurd. It's turn 7 right now. So I started with 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've drawn 6 cards. Oh, good. They play Blood Sun. I can totally beat that with my Inkmoth Nexus and my my fetch lands. So I have to draw actual factual basic forest now to play this game. Okay, I've seen enough actually. I'm convinced at this point that there's no coming back from that. I got some information. I'm also convinced that Blood Moon's going to be really good against them. I'm not sure if I was convinced to bring in Assault Strobe. It might be better than Mutagenic Growth. Because, like I said, Growth doesn't line up against Path or Bolt, but Assault Strobe could just get a game over with. Okay. Maybe our deck will be kinder this time. Oh, hallelujah. This is a functional hand of magic cards, which is all I really want in the world. I'm going to lead on Noble Hierarch. It sets up the most explosive turn 3s. Like I don't have a path to a turn 2 win here. The deck is barely even capable of a turn 2 win, honestly. And I am going to fetch a basic forest to start this off. Getting my fetch lands out of the way before the Blood Sun comes down, or my own Blood Moon even, might matter a lot. Island go. So I don't think they can ramp to a Blood Sun next turn. So I will play Glistener Elf and Inkmoth Nexus. And I'm going to keep the vines up to protect my elf. Blue and white. Alright, red mana is mostly what I'm scared of. Are they going to path in my upkeep? Oh, that would be so loose. Okay, just gonna attack for my 2 poison with Glistener Elf. And then I'll play Ichor Claw Mirror off of these two. So this leaves up 2 mana. Even if they have something like Anger of the Gods, I can still +4/+4 one of my creatures and keep it in play. I could also just like let that happen, but Anger costs double red, which they're pretty far away from. Just main phase Snapcaster Mage to avoid going to discard. I'll take that, absolutely. Oh, I guess it's not, they weren't going to go to discard, but they are getting some value. It's not a whole lot of value, though. Alright, so I'm going to fetch a Stomping Ground in the end step. Really like to draw Blood Moon here. Or Assault Strobe, that would also be great. Vines, do I have enough to Vines all of these things? I do not. So I can attack with... Oh, actually, yes I do. I just need to attack with these 2 creatures. And hope they don't have Force of Negation. Yeah, I can +8/+8 whichever one they don't block. So let's see how this goes. Just don't have Force of Negation and it'll be fine. Alright, Con Queso. Alright, they resolved. What are we waiting for? Alright, we did it. Okay, so went 2 and 3 in the league. The deck was misbuilt by a couple cards. The Apostle's Blessing in the sideboard, the Rancor in the main deck. Those should be something else. And we lost to Storm, which just comboed faster than us. I also missequenced some of my pump spells against Storm, where I think we could have won our game 2 against them. We lost to Belcher, who I feel like drew very well, though they are a deck that's probably a really bad matchup here. And we lost to Death Shadow, which we probably should lose most of the time. That seems like a horrific matchup. Overall, I mean, these red spells felt pretty interchangeable with the blue spells. I mean, having access to like Spell Pierce or like Flusterstorm. I'm pretty sure Flusterstorm was released in Modern Horizons as like the buy a box promo. Nobody plays it, but I'm pretty sure it's legal. But like having the counter spells, being able to sideboard into Uro, like as a sideboard juke, and of course Blighted Agent being full unblockable are all upgrades. We are working a little harder by choosing to be a red deck. He was very insistent that he wants it to stay Gruul, and I respect that. We did some poison stuff. We had some scale up built to smash Noble Hierarch Tenyu sort of turns. I do really like the sideboard Blood Moon. This is not really that much different than the blue build, all things considered. Spellskite is still good, Poison's still fast. Trample is pretty close to unblockable if you're getting in for 10 damage on turn 2 or 3. So, very cool deck. Big thanks to Aaron for sharing this deck with me, with all of us. It was very cool. I enjoyed playing it. I enjoyed working on it. And I hope my tuning helps you get it to its final form. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want me to play your deck, hit me up on Gmail, Twitter, Patreon, whatever. And I'll see you next time.